Hey guys, so I'm Rebekah and I'm a senior at North Hall this year. So I am a runner, I'm a track athlete, and I'm a golfer. And so golf is kind of like the sport that I'm focusing on. I'm going to attend college for it. But this past season, I actually kind of experienced something that was a little heartbreaking for me just as a senior, as someone who's leaving the team. So cross country is the first sport that I ever started as like a high schooler. And so I really love my team and I just want to always be with them. We're just such a big family. And so I found out this past summer that I tore my labrum, which for people that don't know, your labrum is in your hip. And so it kind of goes around your whole hip joint. And it's, I think, a muscle. I'm not sure on that. But so I tore my labrum this past season while I was running over the summer, because my team does summer running. We train from pretty much the end of school to November, and then a lot of us go from November into track season. So I woke up one morning and I just moved my hip weirdly and I popped it, and I thought it was a normal pop just because it's very common in runners to have popping hips. I like to have hip impingements, that kind of thing. And so I popped it, I moved it weirdly, and it just popped. And so I went from that morning, because I woke up to get ready for morning practice. I woke up that morning, went and did a running workout, ran the whole entire week into the weekend, and that weekend we also ended up leaving for our cross country team bonding trip, coming back and then continuing to run on it. And for 2 weeks I was like, okay, I'm not getting better, something's wrong, obviously. And it was kind of just one of those things where you had to listen to your body. And so I really tried to push through it, went to a doctor, and he said, oh, the possibility of you having a torn labrum is slim to none. There's no way, just how you're saying that you did it and the movement, there's no way you have a torn labrum. He said, we're gonna set you up for an MRI. We can talk about getting a cortisone shot, but just rest it right now, that kind of thing. And so it's really hard for me just because I was going into the season, I was ready, I felt prepared, I felt the most in shape and ready to just run that I had been. And then as a senior, I was this is a really special year because it's my last year with this team, just getting to experience that. And then to find out that I couldn't even race for most of our season, it was really heartbreaking for me just because I didn't want to not be there for my team. And so I have really good coaches that decided, hey, we're not just going to say you need to kind of stay away from the team. My coaches wanted me to be there for my team, and I wanted to be there for my team because I wanted to see us, succeed. And so I was still constantly there, being present with my team. I was always at workouts, runs, long runs, short runs, morning practices, and I was helping with timing groups. I was just getting to spend time with my team. I was going to just all the different things that we were doing while being hurt. And it was very hard at first just because I was everyone's getting to experience and work, and I feel I'm just kind of on the sidelines. I feel I'm not experiencing the same thing as them. So I went back to the doctor and he was like, okay, we're going to set you up for an MRI. So I got my MRI, and that was also another hard thing just because it was a very scary experience to have for the first time because I never had one before. And so I was having different people talk to me about getting MRIs and how they were kind of scared, but that it was fine. And then I found out that I had to get liquid injected into my hip so it would light up. And so it would show if I had a torn labrum. And so I did find out that it was torn that from that MRI. And so I found out that the tear was from the front of my hip going backwards, which I found out also was very common in runners, track athletes, and golfers. And that's all my sports. And so the whole entire time I was very scared about this affecting my college level and my college life, because I am supposed to go attend a college for golfing. And so I was really scared about, telling my coach and how this was going to affect my playing and how I was going to do. And so it really was just me having to overcome that and just figure out the best way for me to still be present with my team, to figure out my future for college, and then just to manage an injury. And so with that, I got a cortisone shot, which didn't really help me. And I went to a different specialist who specializes in just labrums and hips and stuff like that. And so he was like, you have a torn labrum, you're gonna have to get surgery sooner or later. We don't know how your college career is gonna look. Right now, he's saying that I'm gonna have to get surgery, and he doesn't even know if I could make it through all 4 years of college. And so it's just one of those things where it was really hard to hear and like process all this information. And so I was like, okay, he was pretty much saying that I had to just work through the pain. And I was like, okay, if I have to work through the pain, I'm just gonna do the best I can. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, I'm finishing my cross country season, I'm gonna do it. There's nothing stopping me now. I know what's going on. I know I'm gonna have to get it fixed eventually. And so I was like, I'm really just gonna focus on my senior year, how I can best manage this and also perform the best I can. And so, yeah, I have been able to run my cross-country season. I've ran 3 races out of like I don't know how many we've had. And I have 1 more race. And it's very emotional for me just because I'm so sad to like leave this team because it's been part of my life for so long. It's helped me just get through high school. And yeah, and I have my surgery scheduled for right after I graduate. So yeah, we're gonna see how my college season goes, but I really just wanted to be there and be present and just achieve all the goals that I wanted. I'm going to a college that I didn't think I'd be able to go to for a sport that I love, and I get to still participate with all of my friends and everything. So yeah.